Hello and welcome to a new trip report here on BongoPlanes, where we today are in Billund, a relatively small town on the main peninsula of Denmark called Jutland. And despite the town being relatively small, it actually hosts the second largest international airport of the country, and the airport serves large parts of the country with international destinations, mainly across Europe. Now, as we are heading in towards the terminal, our first stop will be at the check-in desk because I have some luggage that I'd like to check in. But I have made a huge blunder because I have actually forgotten my passport, so I'm not even sure that I can get on today's flight, but hopefully I'll manage. Alright, good news. The check-in was successful. I could leave my luggage here at the check-in counter. The airport staff was so kind to check if it was possible for me to take the flight, and they gave me the green light. So that is really good news. Now we're heading to security. We will have access to the fast lane today because we are flying in business class. Alright, as always, I couldn't film in the security area, obviously, but we got through here relatively smoothly. We obviously didn't have much waiting time as we were through the fast track. I haven't told you yet where we're actually flying to. Well, we will today be flying to Amsterdam with KLM, and I'm quite excited because it is actually a long time since I've last been on a KLM flight, and I don't believe I've ever flown in business class with them, so that will be a new experience for me today, and I'm looking forward to see what they have to offer on business on an inter-European route. Alright, now that security is done, let's head to the King Hamlet lounge. It is the only lounge here at the airport, and it gives access to all business class passengers, gold card holders of Star Alliance or the equivalent of SkyTeam and Oneworld alliances. Access can also be purchased. In the lounge you can relax surrounded by Danish designed furniture in various zones. I settled in the quiet zone. Now, since my visit there, the whole zone or the whole lounge has in fact been refurbished and is now much more modern and nicer. So what you're seeing here is actually not how it looks today. A limited selection of cold drinks and snacks, including Danish pastries, is available. Warm dishes at the time of my visit could only be acquired via purchase. That selection has, however, and I know that from my own experience, since then been widened. So as I mentioned, we will today be flying from Billund in Denmark to Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, on KL 1344. Our boarding time today is scheduled at 10:35 in the morning. Our scheduled departure time is scheduled for 11:05. Our gate was announced 15 minutes before start of boarding, and our gate today is gate 15. We are flying with KLM on a Boeing 737-700 to Amsterdam in business class, which gives us access to security fast lane, the airport lounge, priority boarding and priority baggage handling. So welcome on flight KL1344 from Billund to Amsterdam. Our seat here today is seat 2A. The seat is actually quite comfortable. The leg space is of course also very good. The weather here in Billund is sunshine with a clear blue sky at 12 degrees Celsius. Our flight time is estimated at 1 hour and 15 minutes. The crew welcomed passengers as is standard at the door, but didn't otherwise attend to me or other passengers before takeoff.
Let's go!
Alright, welcome back to the flight KL1344. We are closing in on our final destination today, which is, of course, Amsterdam. So let's quickly talk about today's flight. Well, the cabin crew started service shortly after takeoff. I was offered breakfast, which consisted of some bread, salmon with salad, yogurt, fruit and jam. Fun little detail was the salt and pepper dispensers designed as a pair of typical Dutch shoes. The flight attendant was friendly, but also a tad distant in her interactions with me. It's nothing that ruined my experience, but having flown business on inter-European routes with airlines like Lufthansa or Swiss, I can't help but feel like the KLM business class experience lags a bit behind. Especially considering that there was plenty of time on today's flight for a more attentive service from the cabin crew, as there were only, with me, 2 passengers in business class today. Welcome to Amsterdam and Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, one of the largest hubs here in Europe and of course the home of Dutch Airlines KLM. We have landed here perfectly on time, even a few minutes early, so that is definitely great. The weather here today is really nice, sunny at 19 degrees Celsius. Now I'll see where we end up. Whether, I guess probably we will have a stand right at the terminal, but who knows, maybe it will be a remote stand. We will see in just a few seconds. Right, so we have arrived here at the terminal. As you can see, we were lucky enough to get a position right at the terminal, so we can enter the terminal building via a jet bridge. I'm not entirely sure where we are here at the airport. It's a long time since I've been flying from Amsterdam, but I think it is C, but it might be... well, anyway, we will probably see it in just a few seconds. So let's quickly talk about the flight experience today. Overall, it was a good flight, and I can't really put my finger on anything that I would have disliked, but I still have the feeling that a similar flight on, for example, Swiss would have been better. But that is, of course, very much a subjective experience or conclusion to today's flight. Now I will make my long way over to the baggage hall for the retrieval of my checked-in luggage, and then I will make my way into the lovely city of Amsterdam. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have so, then feel free to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. If you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.